Okay, we're started. Good morning,
All
everybody,
right.
and welcome to Waunakee Public Library's tour of Arenal National Park in Costa Rica. And our guides today are Alejandro and Elena. And I want to tell you a little bit about the organizer of this tour, Alejandro, before we start our virtual walk through the rainforest. His Alejandro Cano, Ospino's father was a well-known cellist, and his mother a homemaker who always had an interest in ecological sustainability, and that she instilled in her three sons. And so now for over 20 years, Alejandro has researched, developed, and implemented teaching modules regarding new technologies to protect the planet, and he's investigating the medicinal uses of trees found in Costa Rica, which sounds really good. So I'm going to turn it over to Alejandro now to start our walk, our virtual walk today. I want to say before doing that, though, that if you have a question, put it in the chat and I'll keep track of that. We don't want people to show themselves, so stay off screen. But if you do have a question, a burning question, or if Alejandro asks a question that you want to answer, you can unmute. So we'll leave it at that. Right, Alejandro?
All right. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Costa Rica. Here we are in Arenal Volcano National Park. So let me, all right. So Arenal Volcano National Park, welcome to Costa Rica. My name is Alejandro. I'm a tour guide since about 20 years or so. And today I want to show you this beautiful park. Let me flip the camera. So then you'll see first our beautiful co-guide, co-tour guide. She's Elena. And then this is the place. Parque Nacional Volcán Arenal, which means Arenal Volcano National Park, has been established since 1991. And the idea, soon, in about 3 minutes or so, I will show you the map of what we are going to do. Let's see. First, we have to walk to the very entrance. And then there is a map over there. And I will show you. One sec, please. Let me. All right. So I forgot something in the car, so Elena is bringing it to me. Okay. I guess some of you have been in Costa Rica, or if you not, in some point, probably you will be here, right? So this is a highly recommended activity to do here. From the main airport, we are about, let's say, 3.5 hours driving to this area. So it's easy. It's easy and highly recommended. So as I told you, here is the very entrance of the trails here. And I will show you the map. Okay. The trail we are going to take is called Sendero Coladas. Sendero Coladas, 2 kilometers. So it's about a mile and a half or so. All right. So here we are. The main idea is to walk by this trail to the viewpoint, so we have a very nice view to the volcano at the very slope of the volcano. Right now it's raining, but hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it will be clear later, right? So mile and a half, more or less, from here. And that's it. This is what we are going to do. All right, my friends, ready to walk with me? All right. First part, what you will see at the very beginning is just this type of, seems like what? Like grass, tall grass, canes, or bamboo, right? So the name of this is Hinerum sagittacum, if you want to know the scientific or the Latin name. So this is very common here and very important because as this area was partially destroyed by the action of volcano and also agriculture, so this is a pioneer plant. The common name has several names, like a wild cane and things like that. Depending on the country, you have several names. Anyway, easy grow, easy die. So as you can see, they are dying already. And that creates a better layer for better trees in, let's say, some 7 or 10 years from here, and then you will have different type of trees. The uses of this in South America, they use this part in order to build houses, rustic rural houses, especially in Bolivia and Peru and some parts of Colombia. Also, it has properties in medicine. Well, not medicine, but in the traditional medicine. It has diuretic properties and also for snake bites. So you can macerate part of the plant and apply in the wound. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you some of the traditional uses of this. Okay, but you have a snake bite, please go to the doctor, right? But anyway, the use. Sometimes, have you seen the earplugs? So they use the material of this in order to build those things. The earplugs, the ones that looks like a foam or something. Oh, look what we have here. Elena will touch it. Probably you know this. You see what she's doing? Wait. See what happened? The leaf droops like this. The leaf goes to sleep. Any name for that? Has several names. Mimosa pudica, scientific name, because when you touch it, you see, droops. They go to sleep, and then 15 minutes later or so, will be open again. So, anyone knows why this plant closes the leaves when I touch it? Anyone with that? I want to hear some answers. Like, this plant also closes the leaves at night with the absence of light. Not only when I touch it, but at night, they close them. So Elena will touch this. So,
Oh, cool.
see? They go to sleep. It's a defense mechanism when I touch it. So if someone has an idea why, you can tell. And also, why they close at night, even if no one touch it. So I leave the question there, and later, if someone has an idea why they close at night or when I touch it, let me know. All right. What about the connection, Gabe? Is okay?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've told
Okay.
people to unmute, so if they want to ask a question, so you could do that, or put it in the chat and I will
Yeah.
ask.
Yep. Okay. Anyway, any comments, any question? You want me to return to show you to the right, to the left? Feel free to ask me at any moment. So now, as we are at the volcano area, so it would be good to have a little conversation about what happened here in the volcano. So the volcano was dormant since 500 years ago or so. People, they didn't really know before 1968 that it was a volcano. They had an idea, but they weren't completely sure if the mountain it was a volcano or not. So it happened that in 1968, in July 29, 7:30 in the morning, the volcano exploded all of a sudden and killed 87 people at once and more than 3,000 cows and horses and other animals. So I'm going to read, or Elena is going to read. It takes 10 seconds to read something about someone that at one time was a child and a survivor during the explosion. So listen to this.
I always went very early in the morning to take food to my brothers working on the other side of the Tabacon River. Walking through the woods, I always heard our airplane flying above me. That day, I heard the sound of what I thought was the plane, but this time the noise was stronger. I thought I was late because I had not reached the place where I usually heard the plane. Then I started to run so that my brothers did not get mad at me. When I crossed the Tabacon River, it felt hotter than usual, but I did not stop. Reaching the place where my brothers were working, they told me that they were frightened. They asked if I knew something about the volcano, since they had heard a very strong noise coming from that direction. Well, I'll turn back and started running toward our house. Everything was destroyed. There was no house, and our mother and father were dead.
Well, as you heard, it was a difficult day. 29 July, Friday actually, at 7:30 in the morning, 1968, is what happened when all of a sudden the volcano exploded. The activity lasts for until 2010. Right now, the volcano is alive, but the activity is quite low. But it's alive, and hopefully won't explode today. Hopefully, right? Anyway, that is what happened. I want to show you. Okay, but before that, I want to show you some photos about the volcano. But here we have this beauty. Another question for you, because I know this beautiful tree, and the question is there for later. If someone has an idea, I give you the clue. The roots. Look the configuration of the roots and everything. Because there are 850 species of those trees around the world, and here in Costa Rica, about 100 species of that. So you have a lot of those. So maybe in 5 or 10 minutes, I will tell you what it is, and you, if you have an idea, so you let me know. in the park at this very moment. So we are only Elena and me and this couple, these two nice ladies that just they are walking in front of us. So the park is just for us. All right, so I'm going to share something. Let me see. I'm going to share something that is probably interesting for you. Let's see. All right. First, as I told you before, San Jose. Gay, can you see the photos? Yes, right? Okay, San Jose is where the airport is located, and La Fortuna is 3 hours and a half. So just to give you an idea, the distance. So Costa Rica has Caribbean side to the east, the Pacific side to the west, Nicaragua in the north, and Panama in south. So we are in La Fortuna. You see the mark over there. What you see when it's clear is this. The Arenal volcano is to your right, the perfect cone, and right next to it is another volcano, is extinct. And the common name is, what is the name, Elena?
Chato.
Cerro Chato or
Chato.
Chato Hill or Sleeping Indian. Sleeping Indian, because if you pay attention carefully, has the complexity, the face, the forehead, the nose, the chin, the belly, and everything that is occurs to you. So it's a Sleeping Indian. It's extinct. Last explosion, it was 3,500 years ago or so. Let's see what else we have here. Of course, La Fortuna town is just 20 minutes from the entrance of the volcano. At the viewpoint, this is the place we are looking for today. This is the place we are walking right now. So 1,600 meters over sea level, 7,000 years old. So it's a baby volcano. 7,000 in geology is basically nothing. Let's see what else we have. At the very top, you see this when you are close. The one to the left is the old crater. And the one to the right, the tallest one, is the crater, the new one, right? And this is the new part of the volcano. So before 1968, didn't exist the right side of what you see there, right? Only the left one. But with the explosion, it creates the whole right side of what you see here. The explosion in 1968, it was there. To your right, almost at the base, the slope of the volcano, it was the explosion. It wasn't at the very top in 1968. It was there. You see the smoking? Is smoking there? The explosion was there. Not at the top in 1968. This one is the new crater. And the old one, the one that exploded 500 years ago, when you see crater D, it exploded over there in crater D 500 years ago. And this one, it was created since 1968 to 2010. So you see, crater A, it was the first explosion, create those, the crater B, and the old D that is basically doing nothing. And that was because the conduct to the top was blocked. So it opened first the crater A, B, and C. Remember any questions? So you can ask me. Okay, this is what happened. that day and days after the explosion in 1968, July 29. Total disaster. Those are the kind of animals that normally you can find here, especially this one, what we call perezoso, just laugh, is this guy. So it's very common in Costa Rica. Also in this park, you can see it. Of course, this guy, the howler monkey, is very common not only here, but all over Costa Rica, also with this other guy. Let's see what else you can find here. This one is very popular, especially in this area. White-nosed coati. And some other birds, right? Let's see. This one too is very common in this area. And this guy. All right. So I'm going back to you. All right. So as you can see, now the landscape, or not the landscape, but the plants are a little bit different now. Now we have less canes, less of those type of cane, and more bushes and trees. So little by little, we are entering to a secondary forest. You see, now we have taller trees and less canes, less ferns, and more of those bromelias. Any questions, my friends? If you have questions, just let me know. All right. Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, perfectly, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, if someone has a question, can chat or unmute and let me know.
Right. You can unmute yourselves or, put it in the chat and I will ask a question if you like.
Yeah. Now it's raining. As you see the people in front of us, they are using an umbrella already. This is a very typical day in a rainforest. So consider lucky because we are enjoying a very typical day in the rainforest. So I'll give you a 360. So you see how it looks like. The trail we walk by. Here is Elena.
Someone wants to know
Yes.
what kind of insects might you see here?
A lot. So we have, for example, the ants are very common, especially the leaf cutter ant. Now, because it's raining, I haven't seen any of those, but as soon the rain stops, they will be there. Leaf cutter ant, and we have bees. One common bee in this area is one of the smallest bees in the world that produces a very special honey, more expensive than normal honeys, and it's used in medicine because the antibacterial properties. So bees and the ant, especially the leafcutter ant. Those holes, now you ask about insects. probably those are made by colonies of ants. So yeah, you are right. So we have a lot of insects, especially in the ants, is what we have here. And the bees, of course. We have a lot of termites. If we see a termite house, so we'll show you. Termite is very, very, very common here. Soon probably we'll see some of them. But by the way, they are edible, right? The termites, they are edible. So if you are lost in forest, you can eat some termite. After all, they eat our houses. Why we can't eat them, right? That's fair. This tree is guava. Probably you know that delicious fruit, the guava, a beautiful tree. The infusion of leaves is used for steak normally, especially in kids. Guava, also for marmalades, of course. So you see how we have almost no canes here and more trees. So soon we'll be inside secondary forest. See, let's people overpass. ¿De dónde nos visitan? From where? Where? Portugal. So we have visitors here from United States and for Portugal. Bye. All right. So let's continue. So as you see, it's raining here. I show you. You see? Typical in Costa Rica. That's why Costa Rica is all green, because it rains a lot. Normally, the mornings are clear and blue sky, normally. Not today, but normally during the morning, it's clear, and afternoon, you know, we have some rain. But today, you never know in nature, right? We have another tree here. I saw that tree in Florida. This is the leaf, and it's used. This is the leaf. So now it's rotting, but it's the tree that I will show you right now. That one, I try to do some that weird leaf. So it's used by people to treat diabetes and hypertension. There is another leaf here. When it's dry, in this stage, not when it's fresh, but when it's in this stage, you can make an infusion and drink half cup a day, and to control the sugar levels. So Elena wants to show us something. The name is Columnea consanguinea. This is very interesting. Look the leaves. Each one is a mark, so you can explain, Elena, if you want.
This plant has the flower here at the branch. Well, it doesn't in this moment. So they have the red spots under the leaf to attract the hummingbirds, which is the bird who pollinates this plant. So if you look on the top, you have just this green spot, like, but not like interesting. But when the winds move the leaves like this, they see the red color and they come under to find the flowers and pollinate.
You see how interesting is that? So because of the part of the plant to be pollinated is hidden here, the hummingbird is attracted by those marks. In each one, you can find the mark, and the hummingbird loves or is attracted to those things. So it's the way the plant attracts the hummingbird, which is very smart, right? Columnea consanguinea. What's the common name of that?
Jesus Christ tears or heart plant.
All right. Jesus Christ tears or
Heart plant.
heart plant. Because everything has a purpose. Even a mark or whatever it is has a purpose. For example, probably you saw already that most of the plants here, they end up with this configuration, like a tip. They end in a tip, like this one also. You see, the same ending of all of those, even in different families. Any idea? Look, all different plants, different families, different sizes, they end up in a tip and looking downward. Why they don't look upward, or why they are not round? Any idea? Not yet? Okay, I'm going with the first question. The tree, the big tree, is a ficus. Is one of the ficus. Also, the fig we eat, those delicious fig, is another type of ficus. Should be ficus because it's in Latin, but we in English, we pronounce ficus. I don't know why, but well, should be ficus. But it's ficus or ficus. Same family that belongs the figs. All right. So the leaves end up in a tip because this is a rainforest, and 3 or 4 days without rain is very bad for a rainforest. So they need to redirect the water to the ground and keep it humid, keep it wet. That's why the leaves are configured that way, in a tip and looking downward. If you go to a dry forest, probably the leaves are different, probably round and maybe looking upward. If you see a different plant here, it's because it's imported or accidentally was planted here. But normally, this is what you find. We have orchid. Beautiful orchid here. Look, this beauty. Sorry for that. So I crushed the phone. This is an orchid. Name is Sobralia. It comes normally in this area in 3 colors. Normally, as you may know, the orchids, they don't need the ground to live. It's an epiphyte, but an epiphyte, it could be optional. And this one decided to live from the ground, because normally you plant an orchid in a branch, in a tree, or in a log, right? But some of them, they are fine living and taking the minerals from the ground. That's what happened with that one. All right, this is getting thicker and thicker. Okay, still the connectivity is okay? I want to know. All right, my friends, any comment? Okay, everything is all right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
All right. Remember, whatever you want to know about everything. So let me know, right? Let's see. Because it's raining, we haven't seen any bird yet. Normally, when it's too hot or the extreme weather, or with the extreme weather, it's kind of difficult to see birds and some more animals. They tend to hide. They do the same thing that humans. If it's raining, they stay at home, chocolate, right? Or watching movies. In the future, if you can hear, so we have another map. Is where we are. I'll show you with a pointer, or well, here is where we are. We began here, start here. Now we are here. We began, or you see the light? Okay, we start there, and now we are in number 5. To the viewport, that is a super long trail, which is this one. We are not taking that one. It goes to the same place anyway. All right, Sendero Coladas, Spanish class. Any idea what is that? What it means? Sendero Coladas. What could be? Sendero, what sendero is? It's a trail. And coladas has to do with the lava flow, with the viscosity. So colada is a word that we use normally for something that is not liquid, but is not solid, but something in between. Has to do with the viscosity because of the lava. This is beautiful. We have the park. Just, I think we are 4 in the whole park. Like a more than 20,000 acres or something. Way more than that. Only for 4 in person. Well, if you also. Yeah.
I have a question from someone.
Yeah.
They would like to know, can you talk about people's feelings toward the volcano, reverence, respect, fear, probably folk tales?
Yeah, very, very, thank you for the question. Very, very interesting. Thank you very much. Happened that because of this volcano, after 1968, the explosion changed the life, not only here in the area, but we could say in the whole Costa Rica, changed forever because of this volcano. As I told you before 1968, they had the suspect that it was a volcano, but they weren't sure. At least they didn't monitor the mountain or anything, because the oil explosion was 500 years ago when Christopher Columbus came here from Spain. So a long time ago. Actually, people used to go to the very top for day campings or picnics and things like that, and they used to stay overnight at the very crater. They used to say that it was nice and warm. They didn't need even a blanket because the soil was warm. All of a sudden in 1968, they find out that it was a volcano, sadly with 87 people or so that was killed that. After that, so before the explosion, it was agriculture in the whole area. So we are talking a big portion of the area. It was dedicated to agriculture, especially with uh, cane, with sugar canes, some coffee, and ornamental plants and other things. But after the volcano and with the devastation it creates, people move from agriculture to tourism. Now, almost 100% of the people living in this area, almost, not all, but almost 100% of the people, they live from tourism. Most of the hotels used to be farms. Now they are hotels with hot springs. The explosion creates the hot springs. Now they are taking advantage of that. So, and in general, in Costa Rica, many of the tourists that visit Costa Rica, they come here to this area during their time here. So it's a very important area because of the volcano for tourism. So from the 3 million tourists we used to receive pandemic time, so almost all of them, they used to cross this volcano to appreciate the perfect cone and all of that. So now about if they are afraid, well, not afraid for many reasons. Whatever is a volcano or something dangerous, people has the tendency to be near. Big investments, big hotels, big properties, and things like that around places represent danger. Why? Well, because humans, we are like that. Probably adrenalines combined with endorphins and things like that. So people normally has the tendency to live nearby. Not only for businesses, but we have the natural attraction of what is dangerous. That's why people do whitewater rafting, and they walk by volcanoes. So they are not afraid, even if in some point the volcano could explode. Actually happened in the year, I think 2000, that a tour guide and a family, they died. Two or three of them, they died uh, walking as we are walking today, right? So a sudden explosion killed the tour guide and a girl. So, but you know, people do. Indigenous tribes, after the explosion 500 years ago, they were a little bit more respectful with the volcano and they left the area. So very few tribes uh, stood put here, right? So, but now mm, people, they just use the volcano as an attraction and to enjoy the hot springs and the walks around it. Yeah, but it changed actually the life here in the area and in Costa Rica in general. Let's see. Oh, look, we have the big bird. Wow. Let's see. I'm trying to. Uh-huh. Can you see the bird? It's a huge bird, great curacao. There are a lot of those. Sorry, a little bit. I'm trying to focus. Uh, look, sorry for that, but soon you'll see. Those are huge birds. Great curassow. Those are females. The male is black, should be near. It's like a super big, huge turkey. Let me look for another one. The whole troop is here. So sorry for that of the camera. I'm just trying to find the perfect spot. All right, let's see. Going up again. All right. I'm doing the zoom here in the camera. Great curassow. Wow. Flew away. I hope you saw a little bit of them. Okay, here we have a nice one. Let's see. Let's see. Here. Sorry, I will let the camera alone after. Can you see the head? Difficult, right? Great curassow. So imagine a big turkey. All right. The sound of those is like a bark or something, like a dog's bark. Now you see it's darker. We have less light, and now this is a secondary forest. First, the first part, the part with canes, it was a forest in process of regeneration. Now it's secondary forest. After that, let's say 150 years to maybe 200 years, this part where we are right now will become in a primary or mature forest. So it's a matter of time, and those trees will fall down, and then other big, enormous trees will be here, and that is a mature or primary forest. Is what some people call jungle or something. See how dark is here? This is perfect, like for a horror movie or something. Like the House of the Witch or some weird name. See? I cannot imagine this place at night. And my friends, soon, very, very soon, we are going to walk by the lava rocks. So no more forest and the lava rocks. All right, I will show you with the light, with the laser, where we are now. Well, we began there. The very beginning, it was there. Then we walk up, follow the light. And then we are right there. Right there. So soon we'll be at the viewpoint, taking that trail. So this trail to my right goes to the place I showed you before that is a long, long trail, all right? So what we didn't do today, it was this bypass, right? So we didn't do this, but we took this one. So we can do the same thing doing this, and it takes a few hours. All right, let's go to the rocks, the lava rocks. Hmm? See how weird the trees are here? I don't know, probably you know that here you can see the roots of everything. A small plant or big tree, they have the roots outside. Not like the trees you have, for example, in Wisconsin or in the place you are. Uh, you don't see the root, but here, no matter what, the root of the big trees or the small plant, so you have the root like here. So you move this, and then the roots are there everywhere. You see? They are not deep down in the ground. If someone has an idea why, can answer now. Why in the rainforest you see all the roots outside, not inside? To the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's because the rain washes the nutrients in the ground. So the ground is very poor in nutrients. All the food for the roots are outside at the surface. So they have to take the water and the minerals, the nutrients they need from the very top. That's why they don't grow deep down like the trees you have in North America, for example. They have to live from whatever it is on top. And that's very common and normal in a rainforest. Dry forest and very north in the planet or very, very south, you don't see the roots of the plant. Now, soon, we are going to the lava rocks. We are climbing. Let's see. So those lava rocks were created in an explosion, not in 1968, not this one, but in 1992, about there. Here are our friends. Hi. So in 1992, it was an explosion from the crater C, the one that you saw at the very, very top. 1992, the crater C, it was already created and did this. I'll show you soon the rocks. Actually, all those rocks you see here, those used to be lava. After the solidification, they become in these basaltic rocks. Many of those, they are covered already by rocks. Still going up. I guess you are very fit. No one complains about the walk. And we are climbing. Look, for example, this rock, It's made out of from lava. After the solidification is how they look like. Now they are covered by moss and lichens. Lichen is the white thing, and the moss is the brown thing. So all of this is the lava rock. Yeah, very few volcanoes in the world you can walk by, but it was a river of lava. See? And we are almost to the viewpoint. Let's see. Just a few meters. And here we are. Oh. All right, this is the viewpoint. Sorry about the movement, but I am walking by the rocks. Remember the photo we saw before? Is where we are now. So over there, you see the cloud? That's the volcano. Nice, huh? A perfect triangular volcano. A little bit of imagination. Now, sorry, my friends, it's cloudy right now. It's cloudy, but all of a sudden could be show itself. So they have here more information. Look, 1992. It was the explosion that created this trail that we just walk. And this is what is behind that blanket of cloud is this thing, this guy. I have a very short video, 30 seconds video of one guy that one of these days went to the very, very top, which is prohibited. That guy could be in jail, but he did anyway. So I will share that with you to see how it looks, the very top, the top of the volcano, which is this one. That's the very top. That's the very, very top. So that, my friends, that is prohibited. You shouldn't go there because, well, it's prohibited to go there because it's dangerous and isn't a good idea to go to an active volcano. And that guy said that he was smoking. The rocks and the soil was smoking, and he was there. So not recommended and not allowed it. So this is the highest point that you can go. But now this is one side. This is the volcano side. And to the other side, I will show you this magnificent view. This is the other side. The Arenal Lake. This is what you see. In one side is a lake, it's a huge lake. See? It's a very peaceful place. I'm going to do a 360 for you here. So the lake, we are alone by ourselves. No one is here except those two ladies. They left already. And I'm doing 360, hopefully not too fast for you. The volcano is getting clear a little bit over there. Yeah, it's getting clear. You see? I'm completing it's kind of windy. And then you have the lake again. And meanwhile, you can unmute and ask questions, but we have another surprise for you. You know, what do you think when you think about Costa Rica? Rainforest and many other things, but also coffee, right? Because this is a coffee land, and we are going to drink coffee right now here for the coffee. So we have the coffee here. I found this brand very nice, Red Frog or something. So, and then this is the traditional, the typical way to prepare coffee in Costa Rica. Not in a coffee maker, not in a French press or anything, just this. And normally I do with this. I unfold, I have this, and we broke the hot water that Elena has here. The hot water, we put a couple of spoons of ground coffee. Sorry, let's see. Okay. Here, and we pour the water. Es el marcadito, o sea, las dos o tres. Okay, you see what Elena is doing. Water in one side, coffee in the other. Wow, can't wait to drink Costa Rican coffee. There are several brands. This one is very nice. I tried recently. Look, if you like, for example, stronger, so you can repass the water twice or even 3 times from here again to the bag, and then you receive it stronger. If you like light, so you pass it just once or twice or 3 times if you want it stronger. In my case, I like to drink it very strong. So this is what we call café chorreado. Café chorreado is the way they call that here. So typical Costa Rican coffee in a typical day in a volcano. All right. So, my friends, time for questions and things. Feel free. Meanwhile, we drink coffee. Hopefully, you have some coffee at home too. You can unmute, my friends. So
you can
what do you want to know?
Ask questions.
Yeah, and then
I've heard.
Let me move the camera to the front, and then salud is what we say here. I'm all wet. Salud. Oh man, this is a paradise. We are alone here in this beautiful place, drinking coffee. What else you can ask to life? Nothing. Nothing can compare. Sorry for my hand, but I want to show you the other side. So My friends, anything you want to know?
I just have a comment here saying, looks delicious. Thank you for the tour. A lot of thank yous.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. It was a very nice day, even if to this moment, so the volcano is not clear. But anyway, the forest is nice, and this solitude here is something that, you know, is something different. This is not an everyday experience that you are alone in a national park and trying to move to a better place because the volcano is getting clear a little bit. This is the very slope. The explosion, it was around there. That part of the mountain that you see is where the volcano took place in 1968. So it wasn't, I remember, wasn't at the very top, but at the the lowest part, more or less there. Yeah, you see that bumping area, like a little hill, more or less. To your left, it was more or less in that area was the explosion in 1968. Then the others, the one that create this lava where we are right now, that one it was in 1992, and it was at the top, at the place that we cannot see because of the cloud. But you see, it's getting clear a little bit. See? So we are going to actually to stay here to see the volcano. After we end the session, we are going to stay here for a while, keep drinking coffee, and see what happened with the volcano because it's getting clear. Now it's kind of windy, so the wind removes the cloud. Also bring cloud. See? Other thing, which is very important. I will show you, my friends, the beginning of life. The beginning of life in a forest, at least. Remember that we have the rocks. Let's take, for example, this one. Rock with no nutrients, maybe 40% of silica, and the rest of minerals. No minerals, and no one can live there. But you see the lichens and the moss. They don't need much to live because they have the ability to create their own food. So they create a carpet. Those rocks, you see, is kind of covered by the rock is covered by lichens and the moss. So as you have already a carpet there with some nutrients, grasses that they need a little, so they use the carpet of moss and lichens to establish there because the wind brings the spores of ferns and some more grasses. And then you have the rock, lichen, moss, and eventually little plants and grasses. Then they grow more and more, and they become, for example, like this orchid. The orchids, they grow fast and then they die. When they die, they create a better layer for other plants like this one that we have here. This one, they live maybe about 50 years and they naturally die. And when they die, now you have ground. Better trees can live here like this one. This already tall tree. And this one could live maybe 70 years actually. And then those enormous trees that you see at the very end of this, and then you have a secondary forest or primary forest. So that's how from a rock with no food, no nutrients, so how a forest is created from nothing. So my friends, the life is difficult to extinguish. So we are going to survive no matter what. So the life will be here for years and years to come. All right. So that's how the life comes here. Any question?
You know, I was wondering about your research with trees for medicinal uses. What have you come across?
Well, the uses of trees. So we have, remember, so I'm not a doctor. I have my background in biochemistry also because I love it. But remember, for about 40% or more of the medicine you get in pharmacies is getting from plants. The knowledge comes from, especially from indigenous tribes, native indigenous tribes from America, South America, Central America, or Asia. So based in that knowledge, people used to use plants to heal themselves. But for example, the plant I show you for diabetes, the name is Cecropia. Of course, people use it for hypertension and diabetes. Some people use other plants to cure cancer and tumors, but it is not recommended to do it at home, even if it works, because depending of the organism will work or not. The reason they use it for diseases like cancer and things is because one or two or more elements present in that plant is has a positive effects against certain disease. But remember that a plant, like a coffee, for example, contains more than 1,000 different elements. It's not only coffee, it's not only caffeine, it contains about 1,000 or more different elements. One or two could serve for something, but in combination, probably it doesn't work properly in every human being. Maybe in some, and that's why people say that plants cure people, but it's not the rule. Depending of the organism, depending of the disease, and depending of the chemistry inside the person. Remember that the digestive system works in a very particular way, right? With hydrochlorogenic acid, so it's difficult to survive there. And the elements in plants, they don't know what to do, like the smart medicine of Western medicine. However, it's important to keep the trees because from there, they take the elements from where they do pills and things that save lives. In an emergency, people use the plants. And it works sometimes, yes, sometimes not. Not because it doesn't work or anything, it's just because it's maybe one or two elements that you need to cure that cancer or something, right? To put some analogy, right? So yeah, that's why I'm very interested in that, and especially in protection of trees, because from there probably we'll have the cure for everything. Even in a piece of grass, probably they will find the cure for very, very complex diseases, right?
Thank you. That's really
Welcome.
interesting. Oh, and thank you totally for this wonderful experience. Um, we've
Welcome. Here I have more of my coffee. If you want to know, the caffeine is what we love, right? Any idea why coffee is so popular in the world? Has to be something, right? It's bitter and affects the nervous system. Why people love that? Caffeine. The chemist name is 137-trimethylxanthine. What we call caffeine because it's easier to say caffeine than 137-trimethylxanthine. But it replaces adenosine in our brain. That adenosine is a natural molecule that makes you sleep. right? But the caffeine is a similar molecule, the opposite, right, in your brain. So that's why we love caffeine, because of the alertness that provides to us. My friends, if we have more visitors here, ¿de dónde vienen? From where? España. Aquí tenemos personas de Estados Unidos, from United States. I'm introducing you to our friends from Spain here, and they are here in United States.
Hello.
So you see, it's getting clear little by little. It's getting clear. You see, when we arrived here, we couldn't see anything. Now we have a quarter of the volcano. You see?
I mean, it's kind of pretty.
What?
Now, little by little, it's getting clear. Let me do another. Let me see. Let's see. All right. See now, a little bit more. Seems like later we'll have the whole volcano clear. Looks like. All right, my friends. If you wanna add something, will be a pleasure. So, okay, let me know, or if someone want on mute or something.
I think everybody's just said thank you, and some of them have left. So I think that yeah, we've had a wonderful hour or so. So yeah, I think we've had a great time.
Thank you very much. It was very nice being with you all, and again, thank you very much. And Elena is here, so also happy.
That's right.
Friends,
Thank you very
it
much.
was a pleasure. Please take care of yourself. Be happy. Most important thing, make someone else happy. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
So
everybody,
we're leaving the session. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.